Hi guys, it's Gav here on my YouTube channel on a lovely Saturday afternoon down probably one of the most grimmest roads in Worcester in the UK, where my girlfriend lives. And right beside me I've got a drunk who's having a lovely conversation with himself, shouting out to the public. Yep, you can probably hear him. So I'm just waiting for my girlfriend to get a suntan. Why I've obliged her to be the chauffeur, I do not know, but this street which she goes to have it done, it's a bit questionable. And when there's weirdos like this having loud open debates with themselves, holding a can of beer, smoking like a trooper, yeah, I'd rather make sure she gets there and out of there in one one piece. So this brings me on to my debate in this video of mental health. Yeah, he's acting around and he's throwing his arms around like he's doing semaphore. He looks like he's at the airport throwing flags around. Mental health, it's going to get worse. It has got already worse in recent years. Lockdowns destroyed a lot of people's mental health. Social anxiety has become a thing more so in recent years. People are more detached and find it hard to have face-to-face conversation. People are more in tune with mobile devices and technology than they are with one another now. I've gone to restaurants in recent years, and there's an example when I was at Miller at Carter, which is like a steak restaurant, and there was a family of 6, 4 kids, 2 parents. All of them were on the phone. If you're thinking about that box behind me, by the way, it's just a box full of rubbish, so ignore that. And it was just sad to see how disconnected they were. So I took some time off social media the last year, decided to remap what I wanted to achieve the next 20 years. And I will sound a little bit contradictory because it will appear that I'm on my phone quite a lot, but what I'm trying to do with social media is be as impactful as possible. And naturally, yes, I will benefit as a result of the growth I get from my social media, but I'm using social media as a business tool. I hope that it will help grow my various businesses and the things that I have an interest in getting involved in. Maybe the charity works I'm involved with, maybe the fact that I want to get into acting, maybe that I want to progress my fitness business and business consultancy, so forth. But learning that social media and the internet should be used constructively as a business mechanism meant that I was able to force myself to have more of a personal life with people that I care about, and actually have face-to-face conversations. And I just feel that a lot of people in society here in the UK and in Western culture are lost. Alcoholism, drug taking has gone through the roof in recent years. Combine that with the mental health, again with isolation, with the lockdowns. A lot of people are already predisposed to mental health issues, so depression as a result of various hereditary issues. And I was told many years ago by a clinical psychologist that it's about brain chemistry, and your individual DNA makeup can influence your mental health. So when I've worked with people who do struggle, I always try to get them to work on basic things like gratification, reaffirmations, just affirm to themselves what good have they got in their lives, what positive should they be focusing on, because just by talking yourself into a more positive state can help. Right now I'm just watching this guy. He's clearly had a few too many beers. It's only, what, 5 o'clock in the afternoon? You probably hear him, he's just jumping around. He's doing all sorts of random impersonations. But we're going to see more and more of this sort of stuff over the next coming years. And I look at the UK statistics, I've looked at the mental health statistics, and the police, when they arrest someone who's got extreme mental health issues, in some cases these individuals should be sectioned. In reality, we haven't got the resources, so then they're slapped on the wrists and they're let back out. Now it sounds harsh, but if someone is a genuine threat to other people, they should be taken off the streets. I've got no issue with that at all. Some people are perhaps more of a threat to themselves than they are to others. And I know in America, I studied a company called Geo Group. I mentioned it in my previous videos. Geo Inc. Corporation. It is a company which is specialising in mental health clinics and prisons, all privatised. So privatised mental health clinics and private prisons in the United States. I believe they're going into Australia. I don't think they're going to be stopping there. Don't quote me on this. I believe that they're going to go into most first world countries. Why is that? Because the governments cannot create more prisons and manage them properly well enough. So therefore privatisation, similar to what's happening with the NHS here in the UK, it's going to happen. So over the next 10 years, I think the side effects of lockdowns, the issues that we've had with enforcing medication on a lot of people in recent years, with the fact that a lot of people have really struggled with their mental health in recent years with the tyranny from the governments, combine that with alcoholism, excessive drug usage, marital breakdowns, the loss of close relatives, friends and family and whatever else. Things are going to get worse for a lot of people. For the individual in question, it's going to be no surprise if people, well, a lot more people lose the plot. Like this guy here outside a local Polish shop which sells food and whatever else, sitting on the side chatting to himself, waving his arms around, having several cans of beer. So there we go. I wasn't even going to bring this video up. It's just that I'm sitting here waiting for my girlfriend, and instead of listening to this guy's weird and wonderful conversations, I thought I'd actually talk openly about how mental health is going to get worse. And like I say, so we've already got a lot of people who struggle with their mental health anyway, hereditary, brain chemistry, like hormonal issues, the highest things. And I did a study years ago that the brain redevelops every 10 years. And for some people, because of poor nutrition, poor lifestyle habits, drug taking, alcoholism, and so forth, your brain can deteriorate, your health can deteriorate, so your mental health will as a result, your emotional health and whatever else. So it's a no surprise why, like I say, this Geo Inc. Corporation's a huge growing concern in America and other countries. But it really got my attention because Michael Burry, who predicted the 2008 property market crash, sold all his shares and he's solely invested in that one company. So that's why I've started studying more again into the mental health side of things. I've been on BBC and ITV talking about these issues over the years. I was talking about the rise in mental health and my concerns of male suicide and how a lot of men feel betrayed by society because of the way they're treated, mistreated, etc. I won't go into much more detail. I will talk about that in other videos. And you only have to just be an observer now. You just walk down a normal high street or city in the UK and see how many homeless people there are. See how many people are out on the street drinking and who do need help, but there isn't the help. So if there's not the help now, and it's before the what I can only describe as a global market crash, it's only going to get much harder for a lot of people. So yeah, keep your eyes out for mental health over the next few years, and look after your own. So a few things you can do to look after your own mental health is obviously do the opposite of the things that people are doing to destroy it. So eat well, eliminate alcohol entirely if you can. It does nothing good for your brain cells. Stay away from drugs, cut out smoking, increase your vitamins and essential foods. Increase your healthy fats as well, that helps with brain function and development. Sleep is needed. Sleep is very crucial. Good 7 hours sleep a night, I suggest to people. Hydration also helps with brain functionality. There are certain supplements you can take as well. And try and stay away from too much toxicity. Feed the brain as well. So I read, I research. I try not to look at my phone too much. I try and read physical books as well where possible. And do sport, do fitness, do things that challenge the body as much as the mind. Relaxation, meditation, that also helps. I've tried to limit the amount of caffeine I drink in recent years, so I drink more water and I drink herbal teas, etc. So there's some simple tips there on how to improve your mental health. So cut out the things that are bad, do more of the things that are good. It's a simple formula. The problem is for many people, people today want to focus on looking good, but they don't focus on their emotional, psychological state, which is a shame, because for many people they really need to work on here as much as their beauty and their image. And that's why I'd openly say a lot of people in the fitness industry are probably bad role models, to be honest. Why? Because there's nothing good about someone who pumps themselves full of steroids, drugs, eats like a rabbit, starving themselves, and then at the weekends smokes, in some cases smokes, drinks alcohol and takes cocaine. There you go. I've seen the extremities of it in the fitness industry, and I can also see there's a common trend of mental health issues also in the fitness industry today as well. I only said that at the end of this video because I know it's a very controversial subject, so if at the end of this video and you're thinking, wow, yeah, that's quite an extreme viewpoint, Gav. Well, the reality is I have seen it so many times over the years. So a lot of people want to look good so that they can go out and look good on a night out. And in many cases, if they're a hardcore bodybuilder who's irresponsible taking drugs, by the way, I'm anti-drugs. I've been speaking about that for many years. If they're taking drugs and to look good, then quite often or not, they're going to take recreational drugs at the weekend to feel good as well. But then alcoholism as well is quite well used by a lot of fitness people as well. So a lot of fitness professionals today, yes, they might look good, but many of them are a health and fitness walking contradiction. So be wary of who you follow and who you get wowed by, because quite often or not, you'll look at what looks good on the outside, you just don't look at what's good on the inside. And on a final note, like our friend here, who's still having a rant and rave with himself, a lot of people unfortunately might look pretty, but they're very mentally unstable. So there we are. That's the video today. I talked about mental health, talked about the future possible trends, giving you some ideas and tips on how to look after your own mental health more. Do take care of yourselves. I always say you've got one life, live it. You've got one body and you've definitely got one mind. So do what you can to feed it and just look after your brain, look after your mindset as much as you can. It's important. So there we go, bit of a random subject, one which I feel is important, one that I've talked about quite a lot over the years. The biggest interview I did was in front of over 5 million people on BBC 5 Live talking about mental health concerns pre-pandemic. So there we go. Have a great day, hit the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up please, and I'll see you in the next one.